Well, I've turned off the grow light, because the grow light on you can't see anything. And I've tried to angle my camera here because the fluorescent light is blacking out or whiting out the screen. Now what I find myself having to do is actually rotate the plants. They're getting too large just to reach over and water them now, so I pull them up. I put 4 of them on the floor here, and I'm going to check the plant out, check the leaves. Very nice. It looks like it's growing well. Okay, the soil feels a little dry. That's all it takes. Now the water will saturate that, and we'll move that aside. And I'll pull up another plant like this. I have other plants here. This is wet. Now this container is way too small. You can see the plant. It should be this plant should be taller right now. So I just got another 1 gallon ice cream bucket. I'm going to transfer this into the bucket and get her going. Now I haven't transplanted a plant like this out of its container yet. This will be the first time. So we'll find out if it falls apart or how the plant is affected by it in just a minute. This one feels okay. This feels okay. That one's good. Nope. Now these ice cream buckets may not be the ideal. May not be the ideal planter, but you can see how much water goes inside the plant. And this is helping me judge, besides touching the soil, if the soil's wet, I won't water it. Now here's a prime example of a rosetta. You see that long stalk? That's a rosetta plant. I hope I'm pronouncing it right here. That's the name of the plant. Now from what I'm learning about these things, if you see, do you see a small little sucker here and there's a small little sucker there? Supposedly you remove those and they grow faster. They put more energy into the plant. And you just nib them off, they come right off. So we're going to leave that for a while like that. This one's good. This one's getting big. I'm going to try to keep all my small plants at the back and the big ones in the front, because I definitely got to move them around to water them now. Now when you move them around, you got to watch you don't hit the leaves, because you crack the leaf. That's not good either. Now what I'm going to do for you here is I'm going to pick up my 10-gallon plant and I'm going to show you the difference here. You see that? I'm going to lift you up here. Sorry. There we go. So that's it's in the 10-gallon. Got it. It looks like it's doing well. You notice there's a lot of room around the plant, which is good, because that's going to give the plant a chance See if I can get you up there without falling down again. I'm not doing too well here. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't fall over. And we take this down. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Like I told you earlier, I have 2 German Shepherds. I just put her out, and now she wants to come in. The thing, when they bark, they're very loud, and I don't need no trouble from neighbors. So here's my second plant. It's beautiful. It's just, the leaves are nice and green, lots of space. It certainly needs some water, and we are going to give it that water. Now, what I like to do is I watch the way the water runs through. I like to run it on the plant, and the water spreads out over the plant, making sure I get some in the center around the base of the plant. Because if you were to pour the water straight into the soil, it digs a hole real fast, and you don't want a hole, because then you gotta fill it in again. So just take your time and put water on each leaf. It allows it to drain towards the center of the plant, into your pot and out. And I think we have enough in those 2 plants. Very nice. I'm very happy with the way these ones are growing. These ones are actually growing a little slower than the ones in the pots, the small pots. I don't know why. I mean, if you look at this plant here, now, I think what's happening is that since they're in a smaller pot, they're growing thicker instead of growing out. Now, these ones are not confined, and they seem to be going slower, but they're still very nice, beautiful color. I don't know, for lack of description, they look evenly spread out around the plant. Very nice. And we're going to put these on the floor. Now here's another one in the pot. Looks very full. See the way the leaves curl up there? Beautiful plant. Hey, look at that. Tobacco plant. This is a burley plant. So I go in there and I check the soil. I'll wet it and move it down, move it on, move it on. I had a sticker in one of these here that actually told me what the other ones are. Because I'll be honest with you, they all look the same to me except for the Rosetta. As you can see, it grows differently. It's I think it's a shorter plant, not as thick a leaf as the burley plant or the Virginia, but it's pretty. It's a very nice plant. And you just got to get after those suckers. You see I got 3 suckers in there. I'll pull them out later. Now this is another Rosetta here. It's a younger plant. It's starting to shoot up the middle. This is a burley plant. Now you can tell the burley plant, very large leaf, very flat, not as much curve. Very nice plant. Just got to keep on altering these guys. Now here's that big one. It's just gone hog wild. Now this plant here was started on the 10th of November. Sorry, the 10th of September. Like all the other ones. But you see the growth pattern's a little different. I don't know why. I have no idea how I'm going to transplant this guy. I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. But there's nothing I can do about purchasing more soil until next week. I've got another 12, 13, I got another 12 bags I can use, which will take most of these plants out of the 1 gallon ice cream jug into the 10 gallon fabric planter here. But they're looking really good. Anyway, that's our beginning, our little journey into planting. I definitely recommend tobacco plant. If you don't mind green plants, until they flower anyway. Good. Thanks anyway, and this is the second post today on my plants.